Muscle Garage. I'm Gabe, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to replace a fuel filter. I'm going to be doing it on a 94 Ford F150, but a lot of vehicles are pretty much the same process and look a lot like this vehicle, the system on this vehicle. So even though you may not have this particular vehicle, it should be helpful to changing a fuel filter on your vehicle, because it will be a pretty similar system and the same process. So you want to make sure to definitely get a filter before you start the process. But on this vehicle here, step number one, and on most vehicles, is you need to relieve the fuel pressure from the system. Now there is a couple ways to do it. The most professional way is to find your relay that turns on your fuel pump and disconnect that. And then start the vehicle, and it will use up your fuel in your system, and the motor will turn off, and then it won't be pressurized anymore. Another way is on your fuel rail, there'll be a bleeder. You can take this cap off and push on the Schrader valve down in there with a little screwdriver pick, and fuel will shoot out of there, and that'll bleed the system. Or you can just pull your fuel filter off and have fuel spray everywhere, which I do not recommend. So what I'm going to do is a more professional way. I have my relay pulled for my fuel pump. We are going to start the vehicle. And it died because it didn't have fuel pressure. A lot of times vehicles will run longer than that, but now we know this vehicle doesn't have fuel pressure. We will go ahead and put that back in so we don't forget it. And we will go under the vehicle. All right, so the filter is underneath here. A lot of vehicles, it looks like this canister style and is along the frame on the driver's side normally. This one has connectors where you need a special tool to get them open. And it always helps to spray them with WD-40 or some kind of lubricant. This one doesn't have a straw, so I might not be able to. Kind of, not really. But here's what the tools look like for this one. And I'm going to show you how to use it. Now these lines usually do fight you pretty good. But I'm going to, this tool snapped in half. I'm going to take this tool, use the narrow end, put it on the filter, and push it towards the line. So as you can see, it's on there and facing the line. I am going to pull the tool towards the line and push the line towards the tool. And I'm going to keep applying pressure on the back of the tool forwards towards the line. And then I'm going to pull the line off. And just like that, they come off. And you still have fuel run out. It just won't be pressurized and spray. And then the back side of this is the same way. So you won't be able to see me do the back side. So what I think I'm going to do to make this a little easier is I'm going to take a screwdriver. I'm going to pop the filter loose out of its bracket.
20 minutes later.
Alright, so here's a little tip. I had trouble getting the back one off. I've used just the random tools I had and fought it, and it's taken me forever, and I've gotten them off before. But I was fighting it this time, and I did something a little different. It's so hard to fit your hands up in there and pull on that thing that this time I popped the tool in the end of the line like it goes, and I pried again. I took these pliers, put them behind my tool, and pried up against the filter and pushed the tool forwards. I had this screwdriver, and you may not have access to this, but I welded a washer to it and cut a notch out of it, which I guess you guys, if you don't have access to a welder, you could get a scraper from the parts store for like 14 bucks and notch the end of a gasket scraper. But I fit that on the indention in the line and pry it up against this to pull the line back, because that's pretty hard to get to with your fingers. So that's how I did it, and it worked pretty good. Alright, so here's the new filter. They usually say flow on them, so make sure you have the fuel flowing the right way from the tank to the motor. I'm going to pull this one out. I'll pop this one back in. Rehook up the lines. Now I'll go ahead and show you guys how dirty this kind of stuff usually is. So, bucket's not clean, but you'll be able to tell how much dirt comes out of this thing. So, see how brown that is? How slow that's coming out of there? Not even the right color for fuel. That's why you change your fuel filters. Alright, so the fuel filter is popped in the truck. We have our relay back in. And this might not actually start the first time because I have a pretty weak battery right now. We're gonna see. I usually cycle the key 3 times. You can usually hear your pump kick on then off. And the reason being I do that is because there's an air void in it. All the filter that had all the gas in it was out. Now there's an empty filter, so there's an air void. So then go ahead and start the vehicle. And you're good to go. So thank you guys for watching Black Diesel Garage. I hope that video was helpful to you in doing your fuel filter on your vehicle. And once again, as always, all the support is appreciated. All the likes, subscribes, and comments. I love to hear from you guys. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you guys.